Nicolas Cage once bought a dinosaur skull for $276,000, but soon found himself in financial trouble. He had to sell many of his possessions to pay off his debts. What drives someone to make such impulse purchases, and how does it affect their future? Can you really afford the true cost of your impulse buys? Here are the 6 hidden forces driving your impulse buys and quietly draining your future wealth, and how to break free from them. Impulse buys often stem from our brain's tendency to prioritize instant gratification over long-term benefits. This is due to present bias, where we overvalue immediate pleasure and undervalue future consequences. For instance, when you see a luxury watch, your brain may focus on the prestige and status it brings, rather than the potential financial strain it could cause. A great example of this is the story of Ronald Read, a janitor who secretly amassed an $8 million fortune by avoiding impulse purchases and living frugally. He understood the importance of delaying gratification and saving for the future. By doing so, he was able to build a substantial nest egg without compromising his values. Emotional spending is another significant driver of impulse buys. When we're feeling stressed, anxious, or bored, we often turn to shopping as a way to lift our mood. This is known as retail therapy, and it can have severe consequences on our financial future. For example, a person who buys a new video game to cope with stress may feel temporary relief, but the purchase can lead to a long-term financial burden. This behavior is linked to the concept of hedonic adaptation, where we initially experience pleasure from a purchase, but soon return to our baseline level of happiness. By recognizing the emotional triggers behind our spending, we can develop healthier coping mechanisms and avoid impulse buys. Social influence plays a significant role in shaping our spending habits. We often buy things because our friends, family, or social media influencers have them. This is known as social proof, where we assume that if others are doing something, it must be good or desirable. For instance, if a friend buys a new smartphone, we may feel pressure to upgrade our own device to keep up with them. However, this behavior can lead to a never-ending cycle of consumption and debt. By being aware of the social influences around us, we can make more informed purchasing decisions and avoid impulse buys driven by the desire to fit in. Mental accounting refers to the way we categorize and manage our money. We often create separate mental accounts for different expenses, such as savings, rent, and entertainment. However, this can lead to a budgeting blind spot, where we overspend in one category because we feel we've been frugal in another. For example, if we've been saving money on groceries, we may feel justified in spending more on dining out. This behavior is linked to the concept of mental accounting, where we treat different types of money as if they have different values. By recognizing this bias, we can develop a more holistic approach to budgeting and avoid impulse buys driven by mental accounting errors. Number 4 is the one almost nobody gets right. So stick around to learn how to overcome the budgeting blind spot and take control of your finances. Loss aversion is a powerful driver of impulse buys. We often fear missing out on a good deal or a limited-time offer, which can lead to impulsive purchasing decisions. This is because our brain is wired to prefer avoiding losses over acquiring gains. For example, if we see a sale on a product we don't need, we may feel compelled to buy it because we don't want to miss out on the discount. However, this behavior can result in clutter, waste, and financial regret. By recognizing the role of loss aversion in our spending habits, we can develop strategies to overcome this bias and make more rational purchasing decisions. The Diderot effect refers to the way a single purchase can trigger a chain reaction of consumption. When we buy something new, we often feel the need to upgrade or acquire complementary items to match or complete our purchase. For example, if we buy a new TV, we may feel compelled to buy a new sound system or streaming device to enhance our viewing experience. This behavior can lead to a never-ending cycle of consumption and debt. By being aware of the Diderot effect, we can anticipate and avoid the potential consequences of our impulse buys and make more informed purchasing decisions. To avoid impulse buys and build a stronger financial future, it's essential to recognize the hidden forces driving your spending habits. By being aware of present bias, emotional spending, social influence, mental accounting, loss aversion, and the Diderot effect, you can develop strategies to overcome these biases and make more informed purchasing decisions. Start by taking a closer look at your spending habits and identifying areas where you can improve. Subscribe to Cashology for the psychology behind your money.